Greg's back. We're actually a little early this week. Concord Food Co-op, how are you?
Oh, doing great, doing great.
Oh, wait a minute. You're going to talk forever.
I am going to talk forever. But
Hi, Ellen. I got to get her in quick.
Good morning.
Before we blow over her. How are you? Ellen Grow, the Executive Director, Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. Good to have you back in.
Thank you. So good to be here.
Good to have you. Okay, Greg, now.
Well, I did want to thank you, Peter and Bob, for allowing the Concord Food Co-op to have an extra time this morning because this...
We're billing you for it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, but still, you squeezed us in, and okay, so we appreciate that because we have a lot of guests in a topic that's very diverse. So we want to definitely have the time to be able to get through all the different parts this morning.
Well, no, I appreciate you thinking about us as a way to get the message out. I mean, that's, it's flattering to us, so we're happy to help.
Well, thank you.
So where do you want to start with this today? I mean, you're right. There are so many different directions to go in.
Well, I guess kicking off why we're here today, the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness is having a new event this year, and it is a Bluegrass barbecue. And we've had to really rework it so that we could actually host this event and keep it where it was safe for our guests to attend. So I'll work through some of those details that make this barbecue safe.
But very quickly, tell us, date of the barbecue.
August the 9th, it's a Sunday at the Everett Arena, the backside on the river. And one of the most important things is very limited tickets so that, we need a very, the crowd has to be, limited and controlled.
Sure.
So only 250 tickets. These are 2-meal tickets. And we're asking everybody, or everybody must sign up for a designated time period, a designated hour. So when you're buying your ticket, you're going to register for an hour, and that's going to keep those 250
Gotcha.
or 500 individuals spread out.
So if I sign up between 1 and 2, and I don't show up until 1:30, I only got half an hour. So that's on my head.
Yeah, well, you can. That's when you're in line to get your meal, and then you can just take your meal home, or go sit in your car and eat your meal, or sit by the river. But the line is what we're trying to avoid. So keeping it minimal in a line and spaced out, and then you get your meal and do as you please with your meal.
So you can get the meal and still go down by the river, still hang out. You don't have to just take the meal and run.
Correct.
Excellent.
Yeah, big area there by the river. Beautiful place, lots of shade, trees, and we're going to be setting up under the shade, and so it'll be very nice venue.
I just want to get that up before we delve further. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, and please, throughout the next 45 minutes, as you usually do, you'll ask me to say it all again.
Well, no, because and the reason I do it, and the reason I like being the outside guy, is because you two are immersed in this. You think about this every day. You're working on details. I don't know them. So I'm like the person in the car or at home or in the office. I'm raising my hand going, excuse me, I don't understand. Because you do. So you're glossing it over. It's second nature to you. We're kind of going, well, wait a minute. I'm confused. Mm-hmm. It makes you go back. And so I'm the person in the car, and that's my job, and I like it.
Well, so you said, where do we start with this? So I'd like if you could please introduce our guest, because this is our guests on the phone today are a critical part. They're the reason this event is happening.
Ooh. Bill Wilcox is here. Hey, Bill.
Good morning.
Principal geologist of Wilcox and Barton, Inc., and a master barbecuist. Wow, is that on the resume, too?
It sure is. Definitely a pit master. We've been cooking barbecue for about 5 years.
All right. And also on the phone, Aaron Lambert, Vice President of New Hampshire Civil Engineering at Wilcox and Barton. Morning, Aaron.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Oh, happy that you're here. I don't see Master Barbecuist or wannabe Master Barbecuist next to your name.
No, I take my lead from Bill, and I volunteer for all the events that he graciously is the chef for.
I got it. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's all right.
So this event came to be. I met Bill at a chamber event, Business After Hours, and he started talking about this smoker that he has, and he uses it to help nonprofits.
Is this that 20-foot smoker?
25-foot smoker.
Okay.
And he immediately, was like showing, pictures of his kids. He immediately took out his phone and was showing me, and I was like, man, this is impressive. And he graciously said that, Wilcox in Barton would do this for the Concord Coalition, a fundraiser for the Concord Coalition. And maybe you understand, Peter, how much work goes into a barbecue in this type of event. I had no idea. Barbecuing to me is I throw some chicken on the grill out back. But, in addition to Wilcox and Barton being the top sponsor, Palladium sponsor, and stepping up with a big check, they're dedicating all kinds of hours to this, at least 80 hours plus for this entire event from start to finish. And Bill, on several nights, will spend the entire night barbecuing. He just sleeps in his car. So, what a contribution that he is making for this entire event. Without Wilcox and Barton, this would not have happened. It was his idea. And so I wanted Bill to talk about, they are a pillar of support for the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. And I wanted Bill and Aaron to address why are they supporting the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness, but also to give us more detail of what the process is all about, what he has to go through, so that individuals understand, buy tickets because, boy, this food's going to be good. We keep all in the planning process. We keep talking about what he's going to cook and how he's cooking it, and I want to buy those tickets 8 times over. I get hungry every time, So I wanted Bill to talk about the process so people, understand and buy tickets.
And Bill, you do have pictures of your kids and dog on the phone too, right? Not just the barber. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. 25 foot. Can you buy this 25-foot barbecue smoker, or did you have to build it?
That's a good question. We worked with David Close out of Houston, Texas, who's one of the more famous pit makers. And you go through the design process with their factory, and they build it to specification.
Wow.
And David actually met me in Nashville, Tennessee, and we dropped it off, and I brought it back east.
Oh, man. So this is not just I think I'll do something fun on the weekend. I mean, you're committed to this.
It's a real fun hobby. I have a passion for cooking, and I like to serve people, so that was a good combination. For big events, we can serve as many as 1,000 or more folks. Barbecue, brisket and pulled pork, sausage. We make some beans and coleslaw. So we just like to serve good food to good folks.
What's the biggest crowd you've done so far?
We served approximately 1,500 folks over a day and a half up to Jericho State Park for an RZR event back a few years ago.
Holy moly, 1,500? Now, don't you have to start like the briskets and some of that and the pulled pork? Don't you have to start that stuff like 12 or 24 hours beforehand?
Yeah, what we do when we have an event like this is we'll cook the pulled pork ahead of time. So we'll smoke approximately 500 pounds of Boston butter or pork shoulder. And that process takes, for about 500 pounds, it's about an 18-hour process of cooking and making the pulled pork and vacuum sealing up the pork. The brisket will actually be put on about 5 o'clock at night before the event at 11 o'clock on Sunday. So at 5 p.m. at night is when the smoker gets turned on and the brisket gets trimmed, seasoned, and put on the smoker.
Wow. So when you're doing this, Aaron, you're really the president of the company. You're running the joint while he's off cooking, right?
No, not so much, but I appreciate the compliment.
Wow, 1,500 people. That's amazing.
So I just found it. I was just so surprised that an environmental engineer. This is his hobby or what he loves to do. But if you could tell us a little bit more about Wilcox and Barton and what you guys do and why you're a pillar of support for the Concord Coalition and Homelessness.
Absolutely. So Wilcox and Barton was founded in 2000. We're an environmental, civil, and geotechnical engineering firm. We're growing and expanding. We've got more than 30 professionals throughout New England, 120 or so active projects in New Hampshire, and many active projects in Concord. So we love Concord. We've always had a presence in Concord. Russ Barton has lived and worked in Concord for 25 years. I was born and raised in Concord and have worked in Concord for more than 20 years myself. We have an office in downtown now, and we're looking to relocate our corporate headquarters to the Monitor Statesman building on Pleasant Street Extension. So we're just absolutely loving being in the downtown and seeing our colleagues and community members when we're out for a walk or having lunch or getting coffee. And so the opportunity to partner with the coalition to end homelessness on the Bluegrass Barbecue is just a perfect fit for us. Wilcox and Barton has always had a long history of being a good community steward and being a strong advocate, both for the company and for our employees to be involved in our local communities. I'm the vice chair of the Capital Region Food Program Board, and our mission is to address hunger insecurity. So partnering with the coalition is really just an extension of both our corporate mission to be partners in our community, and personally in my mission to help make the lives of our community safer and stronger through affordable housing and addressing food insecurity. So we're really excited to partner that with Bill's passion for barbecue, and we couldn't be happier to be able to put this event on and raise money to help the coalition continue to do the amazing work they're doing every day and throughout the year.
So who uses predominantly the services of Wilcox and Barton? Is it corporate? Is it individuals, homeowners? I mean, who uses?
Yeah, we work for everyone from individual homeowners that might have a heating oil spill. We work for municipalities and the state. We have multiple state contracts, and we work for commercial private developers. So we really have a diverse set of clients that run from the small homeowner through large businesses, municipalities, and state organizations.
Yeah, that's great. And Bill, you want to talk a little bit about the menu? Do you have the menu in front of you, or you must know it all off the top of your head?
Certainly, right off the top of the head, yeah.
Okay, yep.
I'm sorry. We'll be serving brisket, approximately 1 pound of brisket, 1 pound of pulled pork, 2 sausage links, and we make a cowboy pinto bean blend, and also some coleslaw. So each package will be for 2 folks. Yeah, I believe, Greg, that's correct. Each ticket is for 2 folks.
Correct.
Yep. And a few buns for the pulled pork. We'll make our own barbecue sauce, make our own rubs for the meat.
Yep, and pickled red onions, and then there's also vegetarian and a vegan meal option as well that's available. And tickets are available at the Concord Coalition's website, Concord Homeless.org. ConcordHomeless.org for tickets and picking the time slot. So, as I said, I'm so anxious to be able to try this when it is coming off your smoker, and I thank you guys so much. And Bill is even going another step. He sent emails out to his friends in the community asking them to sponsor this event, and we're starting to get sponsorships rolling in. So you're just going all out to make this event a success. So you are definitely a pillar of support for the Concord Coalition. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much.
And Bill was I was speaking to Bill too, and just saying, this event is going to be so great. I really hope that it's not just one and done. And Bill said, no, we want to support the coalition with this event on an ongoing basis. So if somebody happens to miss it this year, unfortunately, then they're certainly hopefully they'll make it next year.
Well, and I have to jump in here and say that one of the most gratifying things to me in my work is getting to work with people like you, Bill and Aaron, and just hearing you talk about your commitment to the community. It really almost brings me to tears. So I'm so proud to get to work with companies and businesses in this community and individuals who care so much about their neighbors. It's really, really moves me.
Well, thank you. We're really looking forward to helping with this event, and as you mentioned, hopefully making this an annual event that we can work together for years to come.
And so, Aaron, you are going to be day of. You will be packaging meals as well. Are you going to be there?
I will be there. I am all hands on deck, helping with setup, playing a role in helping serve, and staying through cleanup, and giving Bill coffee when he needs it.
Great.
After barbecuing all night.
Hey, and Aaron, I wanted to acknowledge you said you were involved with the Capital Region Food Program.
I am. My family has been my entire life. It's something where we're strongly committed to, and I'm happy to be a part of.
Well, I wanted to throw them some love because this past Tuesday they distributed non-perishable food to 17 local organizations, nearly 3 tons of non-perishable food items to 17 social service agencies in the area. So, again, it doesn't get a lot of attention, and I don't have the time to go through the 17. Maybe I can do that later. The 17 non-social service agencies. But the food is welcome, and thank you to everybody at the Capital Region for a food program for what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of people are familiar with our highly visible holiday food basket project that takes place at the end of December, but we also have a very substantial, we call it our year-round distribution, and so each month or multiple times a month we partner and are getting food out to our partner agencies in Concord and the surrounding 17 communities. So thank you so much for that.
No, you just gave me the opportunity to bring that up, so thank you for that. So I wanted to acknowledge that. So, Bill, yay! I want to catch up with you. I got to see this thing, man. 25 foot. That's a great hobby. Bill Wilcox, president, principal geologist at Wilcox and Barton, and master barbecuist, as you will find out in the not too distant future. And Aaron Lambert, vice president, New Hampshire Civil Engineering at Wilcox and Barton. Bill, Aaron, thanks for checking in with us, and thank you for your support of this event. And as Greg said, hopefully it's not one and done. It's the first of many.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you both.
All right. Wow.
Bye.
Wow. So, yeah, now I'm getting hungry. Wow. Now I can understand why you keep talking about this, Greg, going, well, and there's going to be the brisket and the pulled pork and sausage. And I'm like, oh, man, sounds good. We've got to take a break because we have more guests coming in. Ron and Don will be in. So we're going to take a quick break. And see, this is why I introduced you first, because I said, Ellen's going to get blown out. But we're going to talk more to you, Ellen. Okay?
Excellent.
All right. We'll take a break. Back with more. Greg in Concord Food Co-op talking about the Bluegrass barbecue that's coming up again. Details.
August 9th at Everett Arena from 11 to 5 is food service. There will be bluegrass bands playing. It is a ticketed event. You must have tickets. No tickets sold at the door. Tickets can be purchased at concordhomeless.org. It is meals for 2 people, and just as the chef Bill Wilcox has said, I find success in overfeeding my guests. So big meal package that, and the menu's on concordhomeless.org as well. And people tend to wait to the last minute. And this is not to buy tickets, and this is not an event you're going to want to miss. The food is going to be awesome.
How much are the tickets?
$70 for, and okay. I mean, that is truly,
and that's for 2.
That's truly the value of the food and time and everything else. And so we do ask if there's an opportunity to give an extra donation when you're purchasing your tickets, because that's truly just the cost of the meal.
concordhomeless.org.
Correct.
And I can do it like now?
Right now. Tickets are
so you
on
can hear
sale.
the show and you could, okay.
Yes.
Yep. Please do, again, because all the food has to be ordered ahead of time, so, we have to have the tickets all sold in advance.
All right. We have 2 more guests we're going to introduce, and we appreciate them taking time out of their busy day. Ron Magoon, President and CEO at Franklin Savings Bank. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Nice to be with you.
And Don Beers, Vice President, Marketing Officer at Franklin Savings Bank. Good morning, Don.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And the reason I've asked you two to be on the show today is the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness launched a new initiative. It's called Pillars of Support. And what we were trying to achieve is that to end homelessness in this community, it needs to be the entire community coming together to end homelessness and be a part of the solution. And Pillars of Support ask a local business to support 2 of our events, and that way they're always connected to us throughout the year, but also to lend their voice to the mission of ending homelessness. And when we put that out there, that we were this program, Franklin Savings Bank was one of the first to step up and said, we want to be a pillar of support. And we met and we went through the program, and they were, if not the first, the second to say we're in. And they are a gold sponsor for the Bluegrass barbecue as well. So I asked them to be on the show today to talk about why Franklin Savings Bank wanted to be a pillar of support, and talk a little bit about Franklin Savings Bank and their involvement in the community and what they do.
Well, Don, I mean, you as VP Marketing, you see it. People coming up all the time wanting the bank to, support this project or be part of this. And why did you pick this?
Well, to be honest with you, we have been a longtime supporter, actually, of Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. We've been a sponsor of the Superfest dating back to 2016, actually. So when I met with Ellen and Greg to discuss their Pillars of Support program, it made sense to be involved beyond just the one singular event, because the bank, as you probably know, is a huge supporter of the community. We give a lot of money back to the community that we support, and affordable housing is also an area that's obviously near and dear to our heart.
How many branches are you up to now?
8 full-service branches.
Wow. I mean, where you started from and where you are now, the bank is just growing and growing.
Yeah, it's really incredible. We're over 600 now in assets, so we're doing very well. So it's great.
Nice.
And Ron, same question, I guess. I would imagine being a pillar of support was run by you, or you were certainly aware of it, and you were behind it, I'd imagine. If you could speak a little bit about that.
Sure, thanks. Don does a great job making all of us aware of opportunities in our communities to step up and support very worthwhile causes. Certainly the Concord Coalition is one of those organizations that we're very proud to be associated with. The organization does great work. The mission to try to end homelessness, become the 5th community, I guess, in the country to do so is a great goal to have. And Franklin Savings Bank is a 151-year-old institution. We were chartered in 1869, and we have a very long, storied history of giving back. And as an independent community bank, a mutual bank with no stockholders, we really, truly are fortunate that we can share the success of our organization with our customers, our communities, our staff, just really giving back, because it's just part of the DNA of our organization.
If you're not the oldest bank in the state, you've got to be one of the oldest.
We're close. I think Laconia Bank of New Hampshire is older, but Meredith Village and Franklin Savings were incorporated in the same year. So there's a few of us with that kind of history, and we're all just blessed today that those who came before us saw the value in a mutual, independent institution and never chased that opportunity to go public and offer stock. And we are all beneficiaries of those decisions today.
Let me have one more question, Ron, just to follow up. With everything that's going on now with the pandemic, is it an interesting time for banking right now?
Interesting is a kind word.
Okay.
It is interesting. I've told people that I've been at this bank for almost 33 years and in banking for about 35, and I've never been in a period with so much uncertainty with so much at risk. And if you look at all the things that are happening right now in this country and the world, it's incredibly challenging. And with the pandemic and the economic impacts of all that, we're going to start to see, I think, some deterioration in the economic conditions. And I think we're just trying to do our best to find out where are the needs in our community and what can we do to step up and help. And as soon as the pandemic hit, we did things like waive NSF fees and overdraft fees and all that for 60 days. We offered deferrals on our residential mortgages and our commercial mortgages. We gave to 21 soup kitchens and food pantries in our market area. We really did try to step up because we did understand that this was going to be a very, very challenging time. And honestly, I in my years, professional years, just never been through a period with such uncertainty and I think so much on the line, to be honest with you.
So let me get this straight. You've been in banking 35 years and 33 years at Franklin Savings Bank. So what, you can't hold a job? What?
My wife keeps saying, how do you go to the same place each and every day for 33 years? But when you work for an organization that does what it does in the community and the way it takes care of its customers and its staff, I feel incredibly grateful to be able to come to work here each day and have enjoyed my 33 years and will continue to enjoy my time here until I retire.
I was going to say, you're not going anywhere soon.
Not too soon, no.
Okay, good,
no, sir.
Good. Greg, boy, you nailed it. They are a pillar of support.
They definitely
Just
are.
listen to that.
And Ron, you had mentioned that there's, I think, four or five communities in the United States that have already ended homelessness, and the coalition is trying to do that here in our community. You two are aware, Franklin Savings Bank is aware of the work that the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness does in their mission. But for those that aren't, I'd like Ellen Groh to just chime in. What does the Concord Coalition do, and where are you going? How are you going to end homelessness in the Concord area?
Well, thanks, Greg, and thanks for all of your kind words, Ron and Don. So yes, that's the goal: ending homelessness. And a lot of people think that's not possible, but it absolutely is, and it's been done in 4 communities across the United States. So we do want to put Concord on that list.
And those communities had bigger numbers than we did.
Yes.
Than we're
Yes.
dealing with.
And to be clear, what that means is that all of the people who are long-term homeless have been provided with affordable housing and supportive services to help them make the transition and stay stably housed. Because people who have been long-term homeless often have mental health issues or substance use disorders or other kinds of disabilities that make it virtually impossible to get up that hill by yourself. So those communities are providing supportive services and permanent housing for long-term homeless folks. And they have a system in place that when somebody does become homeless, because when there's poverty, someone can fall into homelessness, that they're quickly rehoused. So that's how we define ending homelessness, and that's what we are aiming for. So what we do, we run a daytime resource center where people who are homeless can take a shower, can get their mail, and can see a caseworker to help them move forward and get whatever help they need to move forward. And we're operating outside right now under a great big tent so that people can stay socially distant. It's been a challenge, but we're managing it. We run a winter shelter that in normal times could serve 40 people, and we are right now figuring out how many can we serve safely with COVID, because I think we're all aware this isn't going to be over in December.
Nope.
So we're looking at air filtration systems and UV lights and looking for possibly what they call a decompression site. So a second site so we could spread people out, have fewer people in each location. So we are looking for that. Anybody who has leads would love to hear from you. And then the real goal, like we said, is housing. So we run a permanent supportive housing program where the person can get rental assistance so they can afford an apartment, and they get supportive services that help them stay housed. And I'm getting the signal to hurry up. But the last thing is we want to build. We want to build apartments. There's not enough apartments. There's not enough affordable housing in Concord or anywhere in the United States. So our 4 new apartments on Green Street will be ready in September. And we're looking for land. We're looking for property. We're ready to start the next project already.
No, I wasn't telling you to hurry up. I was trying to borrow $20 from Greg. No, it had nothing to do with you.
I don't know the system here, so I didn't want to run over my time.
No, and I wanted to expand, the number one reason that people or individuals are homeless is they can't afford a place to live. And as basic as that is, and so the coalition now is aggressively looking for property to build affordable housing, to get individuals that are experiencing homelessness a home. And that's really, a supportive housing is really the direction, and they're going at it aggressively. And again, we need land in the downtown area for that, in the downtown Concord area.
We'll talk more about that, but I want to thank Ron Magoon, President, CEO, Franklin Savings Bank, Don Beers, VP Marketing Officer at Franklin Savings Bank. Thank you both for lending Franklin Savings Bank to this effort and stepping up to the plate. And we can say thank you till the cows come home, but it's really sincere and it's meant.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you too.
Thank you very much, and we're so proud to be involved, and wish you the best of luck with the Bluegrass event. Hope it's a wonderful event, and you meet your fundraising goals. So, and thank you for the work you do.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye now.
We're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll be back and talk more about the Concord Coalition and homelessness and the Bluegrass Barbecue coming up.
Take a minute just to go through the menu again.
Oh, please do.
So it's a meal package.
Let me close my eyes. Okay, go ahead.
Meal package for two.
Yep.
Pound of brisk, Texas style, salt and pepper rub, a pound of pulled pork, 2 5-ounce sausages, 12 ounces of cowboy beans, 12 ounces of coleslaw. You get all kinds of, you get barbecue sauce, sweet and spicy, South Carolina mustard, buns, pickled onions, water, iced tea, and there's vegan, vegetarian options as well. And I do have to say, you know, the Concord Food Co-op is the place where all of these the coleslaw is being made, all the sauces are being made. The Concord Food Co-op is partnering with Wilcox and Barton to make this happen, and they're lending all of their staff to and ordering all this stuff and putting it all together and putting together the vegan vegetarian meals as well.
Okay, so the 1 pound brisket, the 1 pound pulled pork, and the 2 honkin' sausages. That's not per person. That's for 2.
Yeah, that's the 2 meal package.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, how am I going to eat 2 pounds?
Yeah, and that's $70. And as the chef Bill Wilcox says, that's really the cost of it. That's the time and all of the food. So it's really a great deal. If you like barbecue, this is the real thing.
And yes, there is a vegetarian vegan meal. But it kind of defeats the purpose of going to the barbecue.
Well,
no, and I understand you got to do it, but I mean, no, this is a carnivore thing, man.
Yeah,
you got to go.
Yeah,
and with a 25-foot grill, holy moly! Just to watch that bad boy in action will be worth its weight.
Yeah, the pictures of Bill's smoker, 25-foot. It's got 3 axles. It's on the ConcordHomeless.org website with the menu, the ability to buy the tickets. It's I really encourage, because there's only 250 tickets will be sold.
Yeah.
So it's a good right after this.
So there are tickets still available.
There's tickets still available, but I highly encourage people to.
Yeah, don't.
They will not be sold at the door. We can't sell them at the door.
No, don't wait for this. And look, come on, we've all been cooped up. You need an excuse to get out. Bing, bing, bing.
In the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.